I guess there's a name better than junk now, right? What's the name for that that wedge in Khans of Tarkir? You haven't learned all the wedge
I
names
don't
yet,
know
have you?
any of the names. Look, yesterday
They've been
somebody's
out
like,
for like 24 hours.
yeah, it was like yesterday somebody was like, hey, they named the other wedges. I'm like, what? Okay, back to work. I haven't even looked at it yet. I'm kind of excited for that though.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. You know, Mark never cracked that.
No, never did.
Never did.
Never drew the card.
He was fully dedicated to Progenitus and just worshipped that relic all the way to the end.
Boswell thinks, and just plays a land.
And it's a non-basic here. He doesn't have a fetch land to start things off.
And just Blood Crypt tapped.
Could be important. Thoughtseize.
Yeah, that was the debate there was, do I pay 2 extra life to Thoughtseize, or I just Thoughtseize in turn 2?
Right. And he figures he can take away a Blood Moon here with the Thoughtseize either way.
I mean, he could get this remanded. Could get this mana leaked this way.
True. Remanded
Gets it remanded.
is. Interesting.
Yep. Think maybe Mark is defending his Blood Moon?
It could be, and that could be pretty
now
bad.
You do pay 2 life. Okay.
Yeah.
You pay 3 life. Fetch land, black land.
Now, does he get a swamp or does he get multicolored? Obviously, it depends on what's left in his
depends.
hand, but sometimes you thoughts even see 2 Blood Moons, and it's like, uh-oh.
He goes basic swamp.
Yeah.
If he had no green mana, I think then Overgrown Tomb would have been pretty tempting. Relic.
He's
Mark
trying
never
to relic.
misses a relic.
Yeah, he can't actually relic right then, but it's not that relevant.
Right, he has to respond to the Thoughtseize.
Right.
There is a Blood Moon, and there's only 1 Blood Moon.
So Blood Moon Bolt, Cryptic Command.
Yeah, that was
Spell
put the
Snare.
Blood Moon in your graveyard, then look to see what else you have in your hand.
Yeah.
Is that Spell Snare?
I believe it's a Spell Snare. I'm not sure what the card right next to Cryptic was. It was maybe a Snapcaster.
Not sure.
We'll probably get a look at it. Ooh, Shackles off the top. Ooh, but no land
Yeah,
drop.
no 3rd land.
It was a Snapcaster. And what does Boswell have? Nothing. Okay, there's
Raging
his
Ravine.
first green mana source there.
Yeah, he did have a land. That was better than Tobayash's 3rd turn.
Absolutely. And Tobiash, is he
Come
gonna?
on,
Is he
you
gonna
got to sack
crack
draw a
it?
card here, right? You need land. You need
I
land.
mean, wouldn't he have done it on his turn?
No,
Guess not.
not interested.
Now
Main
he's gonna go
phase.
for it.
Must have whiffed on the land draw,
Yeah,
so he
he's
finally gives in.
2 land drops in a row miss, and he hit 2. He hit a Misty Rainforest here. I don't think that changes much about this particular turn. If he would have cracked it on end step, though, he would have drawn that Misty for his turn and could have played it.
Well, I mean, he plays it anyway. What is
He can play Shackles.
I'll play the Shackles.
Yeah.
Oh, Fulminator Mage.
Ouch. Now Mark's falling further behind here, and he's going to take down Steam
Yeah,
Vents.
just pure Stone Rain. Not interested in any attacking.
No. Wow.
Just
So this could be big. Mark's
you
reluctance
mentioned the
to
treetop
crack
that came down, too?
And there's a treetop, too. Ooh, but there's a land off the top for Mark, so.
he can crack Misty and play Shackles here if he wants to. That's probably the right line.
Yeah, that lets him
Yeah, I think I
steal
cracked Misty.
treetops. The problem is if
I mean, if he
Andrew,
wants to Steam Vents, then maybe he wants to wait a turn and not pay the 2 life.
possible, but he's just got to use up his mana here. So the problem is if Andrew plays another land, he can activate his Ravine and get a counter on it and really keep it out. Ooh.
Thrun! Or he can tap 4 mana
Yes.
and play an uncounterable, untargetable 4/4 that is sure to kill Mark sometime in the next 24 turns. Maybe 27.
Now Mark's not going to crack that rainforest because he wants to try to find more lands, and he wants to have as many of them floating around in his library as possible.
Yeah, no land.
And he doesn't find one and passes it, and it looks like Thrun might actually make quick work of Mark like we thought it was going to last game. This is a much different scenario than the last time. And Andrew's got more for the turn as well. Wow, a Dark Confidant too.
That's got to run into Spell Snare, right?
Yes. Mark also has Lightning Bolt in hand if he wanted to use it on that.
Let it resolve.
And there's a Tarmogoyf.
I mean, Boswell had seen the Spell Snare. The Dark Confidant was bait. He was hoping Confidant would get Spell Snared so that he could clear a path for Tarmogoyf, but Tabayash played it right. Let the Confidant resolve, Spell Snare the Tarmogoyf, and then bolt the Confidant. Exactly.
Right. And so Steam
He's already put the bolt in the graveyard.
Yes, he has.
Does that mean he's paying the 2 life for the Steam Vents to do this end step?
Must mean it. But while those things do matter potentially, really it's all about Thrun at this point.
Yeah, but not that much difference between 10 and 12 when it comes to Thrun.
There's a Serum Visions. He's going to cast that. Draw a Vendilion Click, and now he's going to scry. I saw that Steam Vents has one of the 2 scry cards. I don't know what the other one was. He has 2 Cryptic Commands in his hand.
Of course he does.
Yes. And that means that, you know, he gets to try to stay alive longer. Now, those manlands can get a little awkward, though, because Mark has to fire off the Cryptic Command if he wants to tap all creatures, which is what he needs to do against Thrun. And Andrew still has a window there to activate his manlands and start attacking with those instead.
True.
And that means that Mark has to maybe proactively bounce a manland or something like that. And
Andrew did not activate a manland this turn.
No.
Just
then again, Mark also did nothing, having only 2 mana left over. Right. And there's a Dark Confidant and a Tarmogoyf. Does this look familiar? Same exact sequence as last turn. And it just feels like Mark is going to get overwhelmed here by just raw resources. I mean, Thrun is a pain, but there's also a Tarmogoyf and a Dark Confidant now.
Yeah.
Manlands to back up that problem, and not enough mana for Mark. In fact, yeah, he actually just dies here, right? Like if he draws a land, he plays. If he plays his Steam Vents untapped and he goes for Cryptic Command, then Andrew can just activate his Raging Ravine, pick up the counter, and kill him. Would be 4 damage, which is what Mark would be at after the Steam Vents. All right, so here's a Lightning Bolt. There's Steam Vents off the top for Mark Tobias, but he's dead as it sits, so he can't take that line. He's got to do something else. He's got that Vendilion Click. And Click can jump in front of Thrun the Last Troll potentially, but these manlands can be a big problem here.
Yeah, but Boswell knows the Cryptic Command can't happen this turn.
That's right.
Oh, he's also got an Inquisition.
All right. Now,
see what's up.
Is that going to be enough to finish off Mark here?
Probably has to click as a response. Oh, Snapcasters as a response.
Target the Bolt.
Yeah, target
that
the Bolt.
Protects from both of the manlands now. And he's going to see Click and Shackles as the 2 possibilities for Inquisition to Kozilek.
And he sees Cryptic for later.
That's right. He takes a Vidalcan Shackles.
Leaves him the Click. All right, 1, 2, 3 mana. Oh, Maelstrom Pulse.
And that's going to do it. Andrew Boswell makes pretty short work of Mark Tobias there.
Thrun ends things in a hurry.
Thrun, yeah.
When your opponent can't cast Cryptic Command.
Yeah, I mean, the game plan A was hope it's in the bottom half of his library, and it wasn't. Thrun the Last Troll was right near the top there. And Andrew Boswell cast him, rode him to victory. So into the semifinals.